Hello, and welcome to the Jamf 100, Lesson 2, iOS Device Setup. We are going to go ahead and walk through Setup Assistant on our iOS device. It's also important to note that we can manipulate and modify the settings that the users will see on their device during Setup Assistant through Apple Configurator and the Device Enrollment Program. Let's go ahead and set up our iOS device. First, we will press the Home button and then choose our language, then our country. Here we will see a quick start screen. If we have another iOS device running iOS 11, we can place it near the device we're currently setting up, and it will configure it with settings automatically. We will choose Setup Manually for now, and from here we'll connect to a Wi-Fi network. This will allow us to see if Find My Device is turned on for this device, if the device is an institutionally owned device and in the Device Enrollment Program, but it'll also allow us to go through Setup Assistant. This is important to connect to a network for activation. Without a network connection or connecting it to iTunes, we cannot proceed past this screen. So go ahead and connect it to a Wi-Fi network. And here you will see it'll take a few minutes to activate your device. And from here, we'll see we can set up Touch ID. Now, this is a feature that runs specifically on certain hardware. So if you have an iPad Mini 3 or newer, or an iPhone 5S or newer, you can set that up if you'd like. But for now, we'll just set up Touch ID later. Here we see the option to create a passcode for our iOS device. This allows us to protect the data that is on our iOS device we are setting up. For now, we're just going to go ahead and tap Passcode Options and don't use a passcode. Next, you will see Apps and Data. We can restore from an iCloud backup, restore from iTunes, set up as a new iPad, or move data from Android. For this lesson, we will set it up as a new iPad. Here we see the Apple ID screen. This allows us to sign in with our Apple ID. We can use iCloud, iTunes, and the App Store, as well as iMessage. For now, we will just tap Don't have an Apple ID or forgot, then tap Set Up Later in Settings below. And next we will see Terms and Conditions. We won't walk through the entire terms and conditions here, but it is highly recommended that your organization have someone read this before you agree to use this platform in your environment. The next screen we will see is Express Settings. With iOS 11, it allows you to automatically turn on certain settings on your device like Siri, location services, as well as app analytics. For this lesson, we will actually go ahead and tap Customize Settings below. And you'll see the first thing we can do is enable location services. And this can be convenient for features like Find My iPad, and also knowing the location of your device. So for now, we'll just tap Enable Location Services. Here we see the Siri screen. This allows us to enable Apple's virtual assistant Siri. For here, we're just going to go ahead and tap Continue. And our next screen is iPad Analytics. This allows us to send any diagnostic data that does include location information, which can be modified in your privacy settings on your iOS device after it's set up. Here we see App Analytics. This allows us to send and share activity and crash data through Apple to developers about their applications. I'll go ahead and tap Share with app developers now, but you can always turn this off in the Settings application later on. Here is the Access the Dock from Anywhere screen, just showing you how you can access the dock from anywhere in iOS 11 on your iPad, as well as showing you the app switcher and how you can switch between recent applications. Let's go ahead and tap Continue here as well. And finally, we are at the Welcome to iPad screen. Go ahead and tap Get Started, and now your device is set up and ready to go.